Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and this is set number 71849, Nya vs. Mutation Monster Spinner from the LEGO NINJAGO Dragons Rising Season 4 wave. This set contains 49 pieces, 2 minifigures, and will retail for $9.99 in the US when it officially releases on January 1st, 2026. This set was gifted to me early for review by the LEGO Group through the LEGO Ambassador Network, but all opinions expressed in this video are entirely my own. If you missed it, I'm doing early reviews right now of every single January 2026 Ninjago set. There's already quite a few up on the channel, so make sure to go check those out after this video if you haven't seen them yet. And if you enjoy this kind of content and you want to see more, liking the video and subscribing to the channel does a ton to help support me and the channel, and it also helps YouTube to show you my videos more often. So thank you all very much for the support, and now let's get into the review. So here is the Mutation Monster Spinner, and I've already gone over the Earth Monster Spinner in another video, and these two are literally the exact same thing, just recolored. So I'm probably not going to go as in-depth on this one, the main difference is the color scheme, but of course feel free to check out that other video if you want. But yeah, these are a continuation of the 2025 Spinner line, and this time around it's for the villains rather than the heroes. The launcher has this green color scheme to match the Mutation Monster, and there's these printed yellow eye tiles on it too, which those actually come from LEGO Dreams. It's a bit surprising to see an exclusive printed part to another theme in a Ninjago set, but it does work well for these elemental monsters, especially the Mutation Monster, because he does have that like one big creepy eye. However, this isn't actually exclusive to him, the other spinner this wave also has those. So yeah, I guess it's just part of the aesthetic this time around. There's clips on the sides of the launcher to attach the minifigure accessories. You can just snap them in there like this. And then when you're ready to launch the spinner, you just place it in here like this, place the minifigure inside, and when you're ready, you push on this yellow button and it just launches the spinner. There you go, there's how it looks when he's going. Even though there's spots on the side to attach the minifigure accessories, you can actually still spin it with them attached to the minifigure. Unfortunately, in this set, they are quite small, so they don't even, like, extend out past the spinner, but here's how that looks. Doesn't really change things too much. But for example, if we take Nya, who's the other minifigure that comes in the set, and use her spear, that goes out a little bit further than the spinner, so she can actually use that as a weapon to attack while she's spinning. And that is actually a pretty cool option to play. The spinner itself uses this all-new, like, aura piece, and it is the same one that comes in the other spinner this wave, though in a different color. And what they did here is actually really cool. So on the 2025 spinners, which these are based off of, they had a very similar piece, but it had, like, a dragon on it. However, dragons don't really fit the elemental monsters. Instead, this is meant to be a snake, specifically the snake head of the acid monster. Because there's 3 elemental monsters to this wave. There's the Mutation Monster, who comes in this set, the Earth Monster, who comes in the other spinner, and then the Acid Monster, who comes in neither of them. But since the Acid Monster can't get its own spinner, it actually becomes the spinner, so you can see the face of the Acid Monster matches the shape of this effect piece. This does come in 2 different colors in the 2 different spinners as well. In this set it's purple, which matches the skin of the Acid Snake, though of course it's transparent instead of being a solid color. And then in the other spinner set it's transparent green, just like the inside of the Acid Snake. Unfortunately, the inside of the spinner is gunmetal gray, which I find a little disappointing just because it's not a new color, and I like the customizability of these spinners, especially with the 2025 spinners as well. But yeah, gunmetal gray we already had in 2025, and both spinners this wave also use it, so I feel like it's missed potential to have just more customization options. It doesn't look bad like in a vacuum, but I did think one of the highlights of these spinners was the customizability of them, so the fact that these sets don't add as much as they could is a little bit of a shame. And of course, if you didn't know, there is a whole battle system to these spinners. You could battle the 2 spinners in this wave against each other, or you could battle them against any of the spinners from 2025. But yeah, basically how it works is you just launch them both at each other, and okay, we have a winner. It's easier if you have 2 people playing, of course I have just me. But yeah, the loser either has their minifigure knocked out or has one of the pieces on the side popped off. I love this spinner system. I think in terms of being a toy, it's the best one since the 2011-2012 spinners, and I was so happy to see it continue. But of course, that's not everything in this set, so now let's take a look at the minifigures that it also comes with. So here are the 2 minifigures included. Of course, we have Nya and we have the Mutation Monster. This version of Nya is kind of exclusive to this set. The main like collectible ninja suits of this wave are the dragon suits, and we have Dragon Suit Nya who comes in another set. This is what it looks like. But then every ninja also has like a non-dragon form suit, where it's the same armor, torso, and legs as the dragon form, but they just don't have the full hood, they don't have the wings, and they don't have the tail. And technically you do kind of get that for Nya in one other set, the J-Car, but in that set she does not have her armor piece, so if you want the full non-dragon Nya but with the armor piece, this set is the only way to do it. However, if you also just want Nya at all, this is the cheapest set this wave. And I actually think it's kind of amazing to have Nya in a $10 set, because we rarely get her for cheap. She's very often relegated to some of the more expensive ones. Anyway, talking about her accessory first, she has this very interesting spear piece. That's been around for a while, but it's not one we see in Ninjago super often. I think it was used in like Season 11 era, but it's cool to give her something a little different that she doesn't often get. And with that removed, there's a full look of the minifigure. This might be a controversial opinion, but I love the shoulder pads, specifically on the non-dragon forms. It is such a wide armor piece, probably the widest one we've ever gotten, but it gives the minifigures such a unique and fun silhouette that I adore it. So it's awesome to have this like officially for Nya in this set. Then torso looks cool. I like the dragon scales with the sort of like wavy, watery pattern to them. And of course, Nya has her symbol in the center of her chest. Here she is with the armor, mask, and hairpiece removed. And there's a look at the back torso print as well. Of course, she has her standard movie face, those dragon scales continue on the back. And the gunmetal gray on this minifigure honestly looks really nice. Nya suits are often very good, except for the few times they're not. But yeah, this one definitely falls in the good category. Great colors, awesome design. I appreciate them keeping the dark red on her here too. Then the Mutation Monster is one of our elemental monsters of this wave, some of the villains. And this guy is just the perfect mixture of creepy and silly. Of course, the biggest thing about him is he uses the Big Fig headpiece, the piece that was originally designed for the Hulk and also used in like Thanos. It's being put on a normal minifigure body here, and it's just a larger minifigure head with a stud on top. This is the first time this piece has been used in Ninjago, and I think it fits this character perfectly. He's got this one super scary looking eye, two like giant fangs coming out of his mouth, and then there's even more teeth on his torso, and it seems like his torso is just made of like sludge, like just something disgusting. His hat is the Rock's hat piece from 2025, and it's quite funny that could fit on a Big Fig head when it was designed for a normal minifigure. And for accessories, he's got like the LEGO Marvel Wolverine claws in green, which are not actually new for this set. They've been coming in sets for a little while to be like foliage, different types of plant life, but I think this is the first time I've seen them actually used as claws in this color, which is pretty cool to see that it came all the way back around. Unfortunately, because he's meant to go in the spinner, this is not like the complete version of this minifigure. In other sets, he comes with his back attachment that adds these tentacles, and I think that definitely adds a lot to the figure, but he is still cool even without them. Also, you may not have noticed, but this is a transparent green arm on one side. But yeah, this is by far the cheapest way to get this guy, and as of right now, he only comes in 2 sets. We know he's going to be coming in a 4+ set in March, but even still, that should cost a little bit more than this one. But yeah, if you want to get this guy, it's either this set right now or the Ryu set, which comes with the full version. So I do appreciate the accessibility of having him here. And if you don't want the Ryu set, this is a quite cool minifigure. Overall, for a $10 gimmick set, I think this is pretty perfect. Nothing like truly exclusive here, but it's 2 great minifigures at an affordable price. But now, what are my thoughts on the set overall? I mean, I like it. I like all these spinners, and I think it's worth picking up one. If you already have the spinners from 2025, do you need this one per se? Probably not. But if you want Nya or you want the Mutation Monster, especially if you're not getting the Ninja Dragon Ryu set, this is a good way to get them. I will say, just looking at the spinners released this wave, I do like the other set more just because the figures are a bit more interesting in that one, but that does not make these bad by any means. If this is something you're interested in, it is worth picking up. But of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and go to my channel and check out my other early 2026 Ninjago reviews. You have a lot to pick from. But as for this one, I think that's about all I have to say, so thanks for watching everybody, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.